Hello, and welcome to another Netflix Picks. This time around, I've decided to talk about the movie that sold me on Netflix instant streaming in the first place, Primer. Back when Netflix first began offering their instant streaming service, they boasted an offering of over 10,000 titles, one of which was this interesting little indie movie I had never heard of before. After watching it, I was so impressed that I elected to look for more information about it. Primer is the first major film written and directed by Shane Carruth. If that name sounds familiar, it's probably because he has become a fairly well-known independent filmmaker. If you couldn't already tell from some of these shots, he has a pretty good eye for visual storytelling. In fact, he's so good that you probably won't believe me when I tell you that this film was shot on a budget of only $7,000. Whenever somebody suggests that you need a budget over $1 million to shoot a decent film, I like to point them to Primer as an example of an excellent movie that manages to do what most million-dollar productions cannot with a paltry $7,000. But enough about the money, let's talk about the movie. Primer is a film about a couple of friends and co-workers who get together and decide to try and make something in their garage. This aspect of the film almost seems nostalgic for the origin stories of so many well-known and respected names in the computer industry. Just like them, these guys managed to stumble upon something they didn't expect. In the process of working on the project, they end up discovering what can only be described as a form of time travel. Before they even know what they have, everything starts to unravel. The path that follows is so articulate and well thought out that there have actually been maps created by fans on the internet to explain everything that is going on, because it can get confusing otherwise. If you thought Inception was hard to follow, Primer will give you a headache. Despite the obfuscated plot, Primer manages to tell such an incredible and interesting tale about discovery of the unknown and the potential dangers of time travel that it's absolutely worth watching more than a few times. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the film, but for those who still haven't seen it, I cannot recommend Primer highly enough. And since it's still on Netflix, you might as well go check it out while you still can. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned next week for another Netflix Picks.